Hi, I'm Gemma from Generation Strength. Today we're going to do an upper body mobility flow. We're going to be focusing on 5 exercises, holding each one for around 60 seconds. So you're going to need a yoga mat. We're going to start with a side-to-side shoulder and bicep stretch. So we're going to keep the hips in the air, and then we're going to take our hands as wide as we can. And we're going to drop the shoulder to the floor and the ear as well. And then we're going to transition to the other side. So we're doing a nice, slow and controlled arm transition. As we come over, it's a nice flow down to pin the shoulder to the ground. So you want to feel a stretch in the forearm of the arm that is bent. So I'm pressing my forearm, my wrist into the ground as I switch from side to side. Maybe your shoulder's a little bit tight and you can't come all the way down. That's fine, just work with your range of motion. As long as you're feeling a stretch in the front of the shoulder. Remember to breathe through the movements. We're going to do one more to the other side, and then we're going to switch exercises. Next, we're going to go into a prayer stretch. So this is going to be a stretch for our lats. So 2 options: we can either keep the bum down and extend the arms out, or we can keep the hips up in the air. So if you struggle with the lower back rounded position, for example, if you've got sway back or flat back position, you might feel a little bit more comfortable with the hips up in the air. So forehead to the ground, stretching out the hands as far forward as you can, spreading the fingers and actively pushing the hands into the floor, aiming to feel a nice stretch underneath the armpit and coming down, focusing on your breathing and sinking into the mat. So I'm allowing my elbows to kind of press down into the mat. You can also take the hands over to the side. This way we can get a nice stretch on each side. Over to the other side. I'm going to come back to the middle, and then we're going to change exercises. Next, we're going to go into a reverse table. So hands facing towards you, pull the shoulders back, extend up through the hips and hold in the top position. So when we're doing this, think about screwing the shoulders from this position all the way back. So you're opening up the chest. You're going to feel a bit of a stretch in the front of the bicep, spreading the fingertips, glutes engaged at the top, pressing evenly through the heel, through the midfoot, through the toes. We can come down, we can take a rest, making sure that the shoulders are back, shoulder blades squeezed together, pinned to the floor, pressing our weight through the heels and through the hands and holding the top position. Looking straight up, so I don't want the neck to be down. I want to look straight back. If your neck's starting to feel uncomfortable, then just change your position, tuck the chin, or look straight ahead. Focus on the breath. If you need to come down in between, you can. Keep the glutes squeezed, shoulders back, strong through the arms. Next, we're going to go into the Sagittarius. So this is a really nice lower back stretch. So we're going to place the ankle on the knee. We're going to make sure that the hips are stacked on top of each other. So we don't want the hip to be all the way over. So straight line down from the hip. Place the hand on the knee. Gently pull it towards the floor, but without forcing it. And then we're going to take the opposite hand up. So we're diagonal. So my hand is diagonal to my leg. And then I'm going to look up to that diagonal arm. So here we're opening up the shoulder, opening up the chest, placing slight tension on the knee to help stretch the lower back, and relaxing in the position. Try to relax in the position, not holding the breath. And each time you take a breath in, focus on allowing that knee just to drop a little bit more each time. Again, making sure the hips are stacked on top of each other so we're not straining the lower back. And then we're going to switch sides. Ankle on the knee. Pull the knee down to the floor. Hips in alignment on top. Arm diagonal, looking up. You might notice that one side is tighter than the other. You might not be able to pull the knee as close to the ground. That's fine. The objective is just that you feel a nice stretch in the lower back and that you aim to get the shoulder on the floor or the hand on the floor or as close as you can. And focusing on the breath will allow you to sink into the movement a bit better. So it should be able to increase the range of motion slightly over the 60 seconds. Now we're going to come up and we're going to go into scorpion. This is our last movement. So we're going to take the arms wide, head on the floor, and then we're going to take our leg up as if we're reaching it up to our arm, and we're going to open up from the hip. So you should feel it in the groin, you might feel it in the lower back. And then we're going to switch. So head down towards the side so that we're not moving, bringing the foot up, trying to place it fully on the floor, and then opening. You can also add a little bit more shoulder range of motion. So I'm in this position, I'm opening the knee as far as I can, bringing my knee up towards the ceiling, and then I'm going to rotate my arm around and back. And you want to go through this movement nice and slow. Foot down, place the full foot down, open the knee, then the arm comes around, opening up the chest and the shoulder. Turn the head towards the opposite side, foot up towards the opposite shoulder, open up the knee, open up the shoulder. So it's a nice full body stretch. And the last one. And that is your upper body flow complete.